Oh, we're live. Wow, it's got really pink in here all of a sudden. So I'm just waiting for my Instagram to go live as well. Go live, go live. All right. So another day, another webinar. Today I'm going to be talking about Taoist energy practices and Qigong for a vibrant life. Um, Qigong has been quite incredible for me. This topic is incredibly um, personal because I've been using Qigong and Taoist sexual alchemy for about 5 years now. And I want to talk to you about, yeah, why I think it's so important. I think it's such a balanced and well-rounded technique. And I believe that it's incredibly useful in doing energy work and body work and the things that I do. It I'll talk to you in a lot more detail. So I'm going to cover like my journey with it, why how it correlates to body work, and I'm also going to do a free practice with you, a really awesome, like powerful, potent. It just made such an impact on me when I was taught this. So we'll go over that at the end. Um, we're hoping that we'll cover it all in about half an hour. Okay, so bit of a background history then. So I knew that some kind of Qigong or Tai Chi was going to be quite important in my journey. I knew that I there's like an energetic universe. It's not just physical matter. There's like an unseen force that flows through everything, and there's an impact of consciousness to energy, and there's so much that we don't understand about the nature of this reality. I Yeah, it's just a mystery, isn't it? Yeah, so I wanted to just go into some kind of technique to learn more about that. And I thought, it might take years and years and years to even get anywhere with it. But um, I know that these kinds of practices are um, they can continue to get deeper over years and years and decades. So that's why I've stayed with it. And I feel that it's such an integrated system that embodies or incorporates nervous system regulation, generating energy, generating sensitivity, energetic hygiene, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful system. So, in addition to that, what I've learned through Qigong and Taoist sexual alchemy and the Taoist energy anatomy, let's say, is that we have energy meridians flowing through the body. Um, the Indians call them nadis, and we call them meridians, and they have different zones and different directions and things, and they're also governed by different organs in the body, and different organs in the body hold different types of energy. Stagnant energy blocks them, and then when they're flowing you feel like the virtuous quality of the emotion or the the organ. So um for example, the kidney channel governs the water element in the body, and the water element is frozen with fear. So when we've got a lot of fear in our body, this is fascinating. We've got a lot of fear in our body. The kidneys are not helping with the flow of chi. Uh, the kidneys are your battery pack. They hold a lot of energy, and they can move. They can generate your sense of vitality. Um, And the water channel and the water element governs our sexuality as well. So quite often, when we are not expressing ourselves confidently with our full, confident, sensual, sexual self, it's because of fear. So, what's interesting about the kidney channel is that it runs up the inside of the leg from the bottom of the feet up through the pelvic floor and up the front. So the kidney channel is paired with the bladder channel as well. So they both govern the water element, and they both follow the chains of um, muscle groups that carry the forces when we're walking. So one's up the front, one's up the back, and it's just amazing how directly correlated they are with muscular chains of movement. So I could geek out all day about this, but I'm sure you're finding it fascinating. Sometimes I go, "Oh my God, this might be too much," but it's interesting that these channels go through these very interesting muscles, such as the hip flexors, the psoas. Uh, some of you might know that the psoas holds a lot of fear. This is like a trauma muscle that is involved with trauma release, TRE. I can't remember what that system's called, trauma release exercise or something like that, where your knees wobble when you're on your back, and they wobble and tremble, and it releases the fear and the trauma trapped in the psoas muscle. So it's just interesting that the psoas muscle attaches onto the spine at the back, well, at the front of your spine, just where the kidneys are. Who knew? So it's all correlated, and I work a lot with the kidney channel. So the kidney, the channel, it's just very accessible on the body, the up the legs and up the front and up the back, the kidney and the bladder meridian up to the back of the head, round to the front of the eyes. So I love using this system because it's a blueprint for what I use in my bodywork sessions. So coming back to another reason why I think that Qigong is so great is that it's such a rounded um, program. It's a rounded system where, let's say, Kundalini yoga is amazing at generating energy and having, uplifting um, experiences, but it's very sort of ascending. So it's all about generating energy and shooting it out the top of your head, and it can be incredibly ungrounding. It can be transformative and beautiful and useful, but it can be very ungrounding because it seems to be a one way. We're trying to get the Kundalini activated and get it up the spine and shoot it out the top of your head, but it can be really disassociating, and people can just go off and feel really ungrounded. Whereas Qigong is about a cycle. It's an upwards channel and a downwards channel at the same time. You've got the central channel, but you've got the Renmai and the Dumai, the front and the back channel, the fire and the water. And there's this wonderful system that's balanced. It's not all fire. Kundalini yoga is very much very fiery, whereas Qigong is balanced, and it's trying to incorporate all the elements in the system to get communicating and working really effectively in the system. So, uh, yeah, that's another reason why I think Qigong is really helpful, because it's balanced. And some people that are really have a tendency to, um, be very, very spiritual, it can be very ungrounded. And something like this can really be part of the body, and which includes our sexuality, our sexual nature, which is completely bypassed in a lot of systems as well. Kundalini yoga as well. Everyone's you know wearing white and not always, but sometimes we're completely avoiding the subject of us being sexual beings. And what Qigong and Taoist sexual alchemy does is that it capitalizes on this very, very potent life force energy, and we can use that's like one of the most like vibrant energies that you'll ever experience in your body, right? So when you feel turned on, you feel turned on. There's this energy in your body, especially in your lower sections, in your genitals, in your lower belly, that really feel like it can really affect the way that you think and the way that you move. And sometimes it can get so blocked there. We're in resistance to this sexuality. We don't know what to do with it. And sometimes we make stupid decisions and rash decisions because we're not able to pull this energy through our system and alchemize the system, or get that energy to nourish all of the body. So, a little bit on that. Some of you might have heard of the microcosmic orbit, and this is the premise that I mentioned it before. The front channel and the back channel, they are a circuit. And this is the main highway that then gives we have the eight extraordinary vessels. So these are other sort of main highways that come off the microcosmic orbit, and the eight extraordinary vessels supply all of the organs and their meridians. So it's the one that provides for the eight provides for the all. So yeah, if you've got lots of stagnant sexual energy, you're not quite sure what you're doing. If men, you're ejaculating using porn, and you're just not getting relief. And a lot of my clients actually comment, female clients, they don't know what to do with this sexual energy, and it's not satisfying to just attend to that without any conscious cultivation and movement of that energy. So we could try this together actually, just for a brief couple of moments. So just sit comfortably, sit upright, try to get your spine straight and your sit bones uh, anchored to the floor, and try to stack your spine on top of each other, drawing the crown upwards on the in-breath, and on the exhale, just allow the body to soften, allow the muscles to drip off the bones, just extending the spine there, and just really focusing on just finding alignment, finding strength, but also finding softness. Breathe into the lower abdomen and even into the pelvic floor. Imagine your pelvic floor even extending, inflating on the inhale. Taking in just a couple more percentage of the breath in the last breath. Exhaling a little bit more than what you normally would. So just increasing your lung volume even more. On the next breath, imagine your lower belly is like a water balloon. So the breath that you're inhaling comes right down to the lower pelvis. And when you exhale, bringing that energy back up. On the inhale, fill it all the way down to the bottom, inflating your pelvic floor. Exhaling back up again. This time on the inhale, if you have testicles, imagine your testicles inflating. If you have ovaries, imagine your ovaries inflating on the inhale. And on the exhale, gently give a pelvic floor squeeze. On the inhale, drawing that energy down, expanding the sexual center, the gonads. Now you've got this rhythm. If you want to gently sway forwards and back to whatever feels good to you, just allowing a little bit of movement. And on the exhale, send that energy up the back. On the inhale, down the front. On the exhale, send it up the back with a gentle pelvic floor squeeze. Just with this nice, gentle rhythm, slowly, rhythmically, and just using your imagination to feed that reality that there's energy, potent energy in your gonads, potent energy in your sexual center, and you can get that gently to flow around the body. So next time you feel quite overwhelmed with desire, make some space for that simple practice. Maybe play a song or two songs, set a timer for 10 minutes or so, and just see what happens. You might start to feel sparkly. You might start to feel elation or joy or expansion or something like that. Just take some notes of what happens in your body when you're running the orbit. You can do it with stimulation too. You know, you can start to generate more of this sexual energy and run it through the orbit, and it nourishes your body. It nourishes all of your organs. So it's a wonderful, simple technique. So where were we? So that's an upwards and a downwards movement. And yeah, Qigong is a way to increase the capacity of the body to hold more gently. Um, Sometimes I have seen people go, has anybody heard of Kundalini syndrome? When like things have just broken through, people have these very intense spiritual experiences. It becomes incredibly ungrounded. It's because they haven't stretched their nervous system enough to hold this capacity of what's happening. So Qigong is a way to stretch the body and keep it calm in the face of these really transformative spiritual experiences. Um, it stays, it helps us stay anchored in the body. There's a center in the body called the lower dantian, and that's also known as the hara in different systems. It's not the sacral chakra. It's I love this story actually. I'm going to talk to you about one of my teachers called Michael Wynn, and I learned a lot from him, who was a peer of Mantak Chia, a very famous Taoist master, really sexual master. And so the lower dantian is it's called the lower cauldron, and this is where we've once we've cultivated lots of energy. So at the end of that practice, what do we do with that energy that's circled around? We can bring it into the lower dantian, which is the lower portion of your belly, so below your belly button, in your womb, so to speak. So if you imagine two finger widths below the belly button down and in between the front and your back, that will be the center of your lower dantian. So the cauldron, the place where you can store energy. So there's ways to generate energy and store it, and it's quite often visualized as a pearl. And you can condense this pearl into something very, very strong, very, very small and condensed. Then you can get it to expand and condense with your breath like that. So it's another way to bring your consciousness down into the lower regions of your body, which is safe. When your consciousness is in your body, you're not prone. You're so centered that other people's like opinions and their realities. Um, if you're centered in your reality, you're not going to get swayed easily. uh there's something about, like, this is your center of gravity. This is your center. So bringing a lot of focus and generating and storing energy there brings you in alignment with who you truly are. um yeah, this is interesting. So hmm, connecting heaven and earth without bypassing the body. Yeah. So what can I say about that? Hmm. Qigong can be really beautiful in relating not just to our bodies, but the earth and the cosmos around us. So there's practices where we start to send our energy deep down into the earth. There's a beautiful practice called deep earth pulsing. It's incredibly grounding. I'm not going to do it now, but there's a video on YouTube from Michael Wynn, and it's this great practice. So you're communing with the earth. You're sending your weight, down deep into the earth with these movements. It's like you're standing and stepping on the earth on the spot. It's like you're sort of very slow motion in space, like pushing those nodding donkeys that pull out the oil from, imagine like Texas. It's kind of you sending your energy down and then you drawing energy back up from the earth. It's this beautiful, like, communion with the earth. There's other sets where you imagine the cosmos around you. You communicate with the sun, you communicate with the moon. It's a wonderful system to really actively connect with the cosmos as well as the earth, as well as your body. It's a beautiful reflection of as above, so below. Um, yeah, it's beautiful, so beautiful. Um, So yeah, we've talked about sexual alchemy. We've done some microcosmic orbit. Um, yeah, so let's talk about so there's a medicine where those that have studied shamanism and these deep traditions, that we have a cycle. We have spring, we have summer, we have autumn, we have winter, and we have infancy, we have young adulthood, we've got mature adulthood, and we've got late, like, death sort of thing. So there's these life cycles, and that life cycle happens within the body, in correlation to the organs and the elements. So it's a bit different in Taoist energy alchemy. So the first one is the breath. The breath is actually the element of metal, not air. So the breath comes into the lungs, and then it gets sent to the kidneys, which is the water. So the lungs is the first barrier from the inside and the outside. So we're taking in a breath from the outside and it's coming in. So this represents our boundaries, healthy boundaries, and our courage to have healthy boundaries. We've got some very significant points, lung points up here. What is blocked here is sadness, grief, and despair. So the lungs get clogged up by sadness and grief. When we're not able to cry, we hold on like this. And so our lungs are blocked by sadness and grief, but our virtuous quality of the lungs is courage and healthy boundaries. Then the chi gets sent to the kidneys, the storehouse of energy and our battery packs. They're blocked by fear and they give way to vitality, health, calm, and wisdom. The chi gets sent, and that's the water element. So the water then goes up to the liver, which is the wood, the element of wood. And this is blocked in the liver by anger and frustration. So anger and frustration is held in the liver. The virtuous quality of the liver is compassion and, like, being in community, like growth, like abundance, joy. So it's correlated to springtime actually. So kidneys being the winter, and then frozen by fear, spring, wood, liver. Then up to summer, which is the heart, which is fire, the element of fire, virtuous quality, obviously love, compassion, giving, generosity, but blocked by selfishness. And then it goes into late summer in this cycle, which is the stomach and the spleen, which is the earth element. Stomach and the spleen hold on to and are blocked by anxiety, obviously. Anxiety held in the stomach, and the virtuous quality is groundedness and assuredness. So there's this wonderful sort of cycle that happens in the body with each breath that we take. And these, supposedly, these organs have spirits. They have their own way of communicating to each other. And if we have this healthy cycle, we've got a lot of healthy chi moving and passing up and down through our body. So it's a beautiful system to know about. There are practices to get each organ healthy that you can do on your own. And yeah, it's just a wonderful system to keep the body healthy. So I'm going to go through. Yeah, I'm going to talk about my lineage as well, just in case you want to go off and learn more from other people, which is, that's absolutely fine. I really recommend, like, Mantak is very famous, but his translation into words and books and teachings, I found quite difficult to get my head around. So one of his peers is Michael Wynn, and he has some amazing courses online, and he co-wrote Mantak Chia's first 7 books because, he wasn't he was new in Western society. So, but Michael Wynn is like, I don't know, 40, 50 years into Qigong. He's a master of his own right. He's absolutely amazing, very, very strong energy. So check out Michael Wynn. One of his proteges was a guy called Jonathan White. He is a little bit more modern. There's a few more online courses that you can do for men, directed at men. And for women, I really recommend Shashi Saluna and Minka DeVos. Now, these women are super, super powerful women. They do a training together called Tao Tantric Arts. So they are absolutely amazing teachers. So yeah, if any of this correlates to you and you want to go deep into Qigong, then check them out. Um, I think that this is so integral in my own practice because I stay grounded, I stay regulated, I stay clean in my energetic hygiene. And there's a lot of practices of clearing the vessel. This is a very sort of, we've all probably seen this, but this is Dao Semko is another teacher. Dao Semko calls this Chi Set One. So we're like rubbing our hands together. Imagine you've got like long fingertips, long fingernails, and you can sweep through the atmosphere and gather loads of chi from the surroundings here, yeah, and down from the heavens, and you can like raise. I like to imagine like I'm a French press, like the coffee machine, the coffee little gadget that you use to percolate coffee. And you're just pushing any stagnant energy, any energy that doesn't need to be in your system through the whole body. And you can do this down the central channel as well with a sound which activates this even more. Uh, and this is a very effective clearing. Um, I'm trying to think. So this is the sixth of the six healing sounds, which is the central channel. I'm trying to think of what it's called again. Um, I've lost it. Never mind. But yes, it's a way of flushing out the central channel in its practice. So, what else? So we've done the each organs. Yeah. So I think it's a really important practice for me to teach within my system because yeah, anybody working with energy, anybody working with trauma, um, there is it's not just a physical universe. We don't just have breath. We have like the silent breath. We have the winds, the channels within our body. Our bodies regulate and connect with other people. They resonate, and stuff can intermingle, and interweave. And I think it's really, really healthy for anybody that's working in this field to have a regular energy practice. For me, like Qigong is so, so practical, and it just generates a feeling of harmony and a feeling of like groundedness. It's just a very nice little reset every day in the morning. Sometimes it can be 10 minutes, sometimes it's like 45 minutes, just depending on what mood I'm in. It can be very simple of just clearing and doing the six healing sounds, which I've not gone into just yet, or it can be like a whole sort of like generation of energy. So I'm going to run through this practice with you, which is absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to, yeah, just share it with you. And yeah, when you do this, you're going to go, oh my God, like it's so simple, so simple. So this is called the secret smile. I'm just going to do it for 5 minutes or so. This is called the secret smile. So again, just finding your centers, finding your spine, breathing slow, long, full and deep, bringing a smile to your face and just scanning the body and just giving yourself permission just to let go of any tension being held. Where can you soften into this moment, soften into the body right now? And with the smile, remember a time when you felt absolute peace, total peace, and really embody that on the exhale. Ah, oh, oh my gosh. You've just got home. Do you remember that time when you just let go of everything? Oh, it's like the weight of I don't know, it feels like a downwards movement. Ah, just really emphasize, peace, relaxation. Ah, the downwards movement, that embodied movement, that's peace. Now, moving into a sense of confidence. This is uplifting, like pride, like, ah, I'm fucking awesome. That kind of confidence. I have just completed the most arduous, strenuous, like difficult task, and I just did it. Yes, I'm awesome. There's this uplifting movement in the body. Imagine that, embody that, bring that up. So we've got peace, we've got confidence. Now go into the belly and generate some laughter. Remember the last time you were laughing so much? You were shaking, your face was just like so tense. Your ears were aching, your face was like so tense because you were smiling and laughing so much, and try and imagine the bubbles of laughter, like the champagne fizz, this sparkly feeling inside of you. So we've got joy and laughter, and combine that with pride, confidence and laughter and peace at the same time. And you might start to feel energy in the body, movement, inspiration to be combining those. and then bring in a sense of love, love, pink hearts, puppy dogs, kittens, loving stuff and stuff loving you. How does it feel to be loved, be in love, love other things? Feel that flutter in the heart, that sensation, generate that sensation in the heart. Combine it with laughter, combine it with confidence, combine it with peace. Mm, mm. And combine it with excitement. You remember the last time you were so excited, you had goosebumps on everything, like shivers up your spine. Oh, so exciting. So exciting. Exhilaration. Just about to go down a roller coaster if that's your thing, or if you can also bring in, sexuality and like the best orgasm you've had ever had. Ah, and combine that with love, flutters of love and confidence and peace and laughter, and just feel all this energy being created in your body. And deep breaths. And you're doing this. It's not just energy. It's your natural endorphins from your body that you're. It's a cocktail of feel good hormones that are activating the nervous system and generating these like super good feelings. And we just did this for like 4 or 5 minutes just now. Yeah. So imagine just going through that really intensely, really intentionally, for like 10, 15 minutes daily. You get better at it. It gets more and more intense. You can get all these great feelings flowing around your body, and then you can move them up and down the orbit. So let's do that again for if you were on before. So breathing into your lower center, into your gonads, your testicles, your ovaries, and on the exhale, breathing it up the back with a gentle pelvic floor squeeze. On the inhale, drawing down, and just imagine that cocktail of sensations just flowing around. And it can go either way, perhaps, pausing and going the other way, up the front and down the back. You could even use your hands and your spine really to exaggerate these movements. Breath, sound, and movement always being the greatest combination to get energy moving. Breath, sound, movement. So I'd be really interested if anybody has had any changes. What can you feel in your natural state in your body? Is there any flickers, any vibrations, any sensations in the body? So just run that through one more time, either way, up the front, down the back, or down the front. One more time, actually. And then just sweep down, sweep down, sweep down, sweep down, sweep down. Pull all of this and store it in your belly. Store it in your lower dantian, as I commented before, just below your belly button, just rubbing your belly button, smiling into your belly button, into your lower dantian, just below the belly button, in the center. Just focus all that energy there and just store that there with a smile. Mm, yes. So, how was that? I hope that was good. This will be available on replay if you want to practice those things. I'll probably edit them and put them out as little mini practices. But this is the type of thing that I want people, my new students, to practice on the daily, because it will really make a huge like foundation, a great foundation to do body work with. In my course, I want people to be practicing nervous system regulation tools, Qigong and Taoist sexual alchemy tools and embodiment tools so that you learn and get the effects of these practices for 3 months before we go into the training. So these practices are also, once you've embodied them and learnt them, you can also then teach your clients these techniques, because this embodied awakening method, this bodywork system, which is a combination of de-armoring, Chinate Sang, which is Taoist stomach massage. It's also tantric massage and sensual massage and genital de-armoring as well. So it's this like complete system of body work that is hugely transformative and impactful. And it's very, very potent. And can you imagine doing that, practicing on each other for a whole week? It's going to be intense and it's going to be transformational for all of the participants included. So 3 months worth of preparation will really prepare us to go deep into that session. Then once these techniques are learned and embodied, this is a system that you can bring to your own clients. Yeah, it's not just body work that I'm giving my clients these days. I'm giving them a whole package. I'm giving them nervous system regulation to prepare them to go deep in their bodywork session. And then I'm supporting them with embodiment exercises and Qigong exercises as well, and sexual alchemy exercises. So just one session doesn't stay as one session, it turns into a system, a multiple sessions um, with supportive coaching as well. So this is the embodied awakening method. This is the safest way to support clients um, because, yeah, they will have these tremendous experiences within the bodywork sessions. And without preparation and without integration, sufficient integration, people become unstable, dysregulated, or they're just not quite sure how to like that integrate that part of themselves into their daily life. You know, they've got a job, a family, and stuff. You know, how do they get that ripple effect continuing in their body, in their life? So these are the principles, these are the techniques that I'm teaching. All very, very exciting. So it's starting in a month, and I already have 8 participants out of 10. So it's filling up. I can't wait to get started. I can't wait to build a community and get this growing. I feel that this next cohort will be kept on as peers if they want to be peers for the next cohort, and maybe eventually assistant teachers and support people on future trainings as well. So I just feel completely excited by this whole movement that is happening. So details on fullbodyalchemy.co.uk. There's a landing page there. I'm not just accepting anybody. I am going through a selection process. So if you feel that this feels good to you, book a call and we can go through things in a lot more detail and see if we align. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Um, yeah, on Instagram, full.body.alchemy. And yeah, I've got the website there as well. So yeah, keep in touch, everyone. And thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you found it useful. I'll catch you next time. See ya.